Okay, so that is the song. I chose this song because yeah, because I believe that screen addiction is a silent song and creating silent havoc. It's very insidious. We don't realize its effect maybe until it's too late. So I won't say more. I think Dr. Lai will have a lot to say to us in a short while. I will quickly go through some announcements and then I'll pass the time over to Dr. Lai. All right. Uh, yeah. First, yeah. Can I request again for people to mute their microphones? Okay. So this is the monthly meeting for the Christian STEM Nexus. So we just want to introduce the Christian STEM Nexus. Basically, we have two objectives. One is to engage the community with the gospel, and the second one is to enhance the faith of believers. Of course, using STEM as a platform to do this. All right. So in the first objective, we do quite a lot of outreach work in youth groups in churches as well as in schools. Okay, not only in Malaysia, not only in West Malaysia, but also in Sarawak and Cambodia at the moment. There are requests to do this elsewhere in Philippines and Indonesia, but we don't have enough resources to do it at this stage. All right. This is just a list of the STEM outreach work and where we have been. Uh, Hello, can I get you all to mute again? Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So, since April, actually since February after Chinese New Year, we have been going non-stop almost every weekend. We have been having programs, sometimes two or three in one weekend. All right. So the upcoming one in July is in Penang in Island Glades, in KL in Agape Chapel, as well in Taiping Gospel Hall at the moment. All right. So those interested can contact me. That's my email address over there. All right. Okay, more on the STEM outreach. Somewhere between October and December, we are planning a mission trip to Cambodia and Sarawak. So those interested can also contact me. We have yet to work out the details, but that is roughly the time frame. All right. Exciting development for the STEM outreach is we are going to set up a STEM hub in Bukit Bintang Boys School in PJ Selangor. The purpose of the hub is to train people to do STEM outreach. We have already marked down the date on August 9, September 6, and October 12, right? So you're interested in this work, want to be trained in it, do keep these dates in mind. Uh, we will put some facilities there that people can borrow and use for STEM outreach because this is a very facility intensive work. We carry demos and scientific experiments and stuff like that while we are doing it. All right. Okay. Monthly talks today. We're going to talk about screen addiction. All right. And next month, I'll be sharing on technology and the end times. Okay. Those interested in this can contact Dr. Living. That's his email down there. Okay. We also have a Facebook uh, page, so you can go to a Facebook page where we inform people of our activities. Obviously, there are some things we cannot share on the Facebook, some of our outreach work, so you don't see much of the outreach work there. But uh, yeah, but we will announce our monthly meetings there. Okay. We also have a WhatsApp group. Uh, uh, it's best that if you want to be part of WhatsApp group, to fill in some form so that we can have your information. All right, and this is the link, https tinyurl.com /ESM WhatsApp. Okay, yeah. Okay. Another exciting thing for the Christian Sam Nexus, we have submitted our registration to the Register of Society to Malaysia. That was in early June. It's now under review of the ROS, the Register of Society. In fact, all the pro-tem committee members, our names have been sent to Bukit Aman, apparently, according to the society registrar. So once Bukit Aman clear all of us, none of us are criminals. then very likely we'll get ourselves registered. So pray hard. Let's not take it for granted that the Lord will give us this registration. All right. Once we are approved, then we will formally admit members to the society. Okay. This registration will allow us to open bank accounts and so forth. So far, all the work done is, carried under the steam of various individuals. Uh, so all the activities have been financed individually. So once a bank account is set up, then we can hopefully extend this work significantly. All right. Okay. Uh, Dr. Living will be sharing on creation versus evolution. Uh, uh, on July 27th. You can see at the bottom, that's a Thursday. It's hosted from India at 7 p.m., but in Malaysia it's 9:30 p.m. So those of you interested can go to this Zoom, all right, with the meeting ID. Oh, I should have made it bigger. All right. Uh, so we will post this inside the Facebook page later. So you can, if you're interested, then you can go and join this meeting and listen to Dr. Living. All right. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to uh, give this time over to Dr. Lai Feng Hua. Quick introduction. Our brother is a consultant child and adolescent psychiatrist, also a cognitive behavioral therapist and family and couple therapist. Okay. We chose this topic because we see a growing issue and not many people are addressing this issue of screen addiction. Of course, we hear anecdotes, people coming together at dinner and all the kids as well as adults, just not talking to one another, but staring at their phones. Okay. Uh, Maybe with time, this will become a growing issue socially and also for our churches. So Dr. Lai would bring us through some of the issues with regards to screen addiction and how do we uh, manage them. Okay. So, all right. So Dr. Lai, I'm going to stop sharing and hand the screen over to you. Oh, before Dr. Lai start, I just want to, those who join later, Dr. Lai is visually impaired. So he's helped by son Nathan in this presentation. All right. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Kong. Yeah. Um, uh, this our advertisement about this talk has gone quite far. I only the day before yesterday, I got a friend who was staying in Sabah texted me. I said, "Hey, Lai, you're giving this talk." I said, "Wow, I went to Sabah." Then I told him, "No lah, small talk only lah, nothing high tech." Which is what I want to let you know. It's nothing high tech tonight. It's a simple talk on a difficult topic, right? So, so screen addiction, what it is, what can we do about it? This my talk is based on an article that I came across, which I thought was very good. It's a paper written by 3 psychiatrists from the University of Washington in Missouri. The reference is down there if you're interested. So yeah, next. Okay.
An introduction to unhealthy screen use. Children and adolescents are having relationships with their screen at younger and younger ages. There are mounting concerns about the potential negative impacts screen exposure has on mental health for young people. Also concerns about screen and social media addictions. Recent estimates, children 8 to 12 years spend 4 to 6 hours per day on their devices, increasing to 9 hours per day for teenagers.
Like what Dr. Kong says, unhealthy screen use is becoming more and more a concern of everybody. I was having lunch with Jonathan, another son of mine, this afternoon, and next to our table was this family. There was a child who is 8 years old, another 6 years old, and both of them have their own devices. But the good thing is they were watching cartoons and listening to children's song, which is not that bad. so this is something that is real and something that we see every day, right? So what do we think about it? Next.
What is addiction?
Okay, before we go on, the word addiction is actually not a very good word to use, because when we talk about addiction, it's something quite serious. So when we say screen addiction, it makes us anxious, especially if you tell a parent that your child is addicted to a phone. It makes the father and the mother quite anxious. But is screen addiction really an addiction, right?
DSM-5 definition of addiction.
So if we take a scientific look at what addiction really means, the definition of addiction, when we talk about real addiction, we actually think about people who are heroin addict, people who are addicted to substance, and they have these few characteristics. The first one is tolerance, right? So what is tolerance? Tolerance means if you take a sleeping pill to sleep, to help you sleep, and after 1 week, one tablet doesn't help you sleep, so you have to take 2 tablets. After another 2 weeks, 2 tablets doesn't help you sleep. You need to take 3 tablets. And after a month, you have start to take 4 tablets and 5 tablets, and some people gone up to 10 tablets before you can have the same effect as the original 1 tablet. That is called tolerance. So to get back the effect that you have in the beginning, you don't get the effect, but you keep on having to increase the dosage. That is tolerance. We don't see this in our children who uses devices, right? They don't have tolerance for this, although certain not so healthy behaviors like the use of pornography those have tolerance, okay, because they go from simple pornography to hardcore, and then to go on to serious ones. That's how people like Ted Bundy, the serial killer, in the end land up in the electric chair.
Yeah, you need that number. Who sent to you? No, this one auto.
Okay, right. So what is the next one? Cravings. Okay, again, craving is not seen in children with devices. Craving are people who are heroin addict. They will have running nose. They will crave. They will steal money to go and get the things. So all these are features of real addiction. So to use the word addiction for our children is not a right thing to do. So the author of this paper actually says, if possible, don't use the word addiction. They rather we use the word unhealthy use. Okay. So next time you hear someone say, so and so is addicted to screen, you tell them they are not addicted to screen. They are using screen in an unhealthy way. So it's an unhealthy use of screen. Next. No need.
Screen quantity versus screen quality. How much time spent versus what is the screen time used for?
Okay. Now, when do we get worried about our children using too much screen or being too much on the phone or the tablet? Many parents get confused, right? Some who are very anxious, whenever they see their child on the phone, they will start screaming and say, "Why are you on the phone?" Whenever they see someone see a child on tablet, again they will start worrying. Okay, is my son addicted? So the psychiatrist who wrote the paper actually talks about quantity and quality. Quantity is how much time is being spent. Okay, how much time is being spent on the screen. Let's take this talk that we are having, right? We hold this talk 8 to 9:30, I think 1.5 hours. So the quantity is 1.5 hours talk, right? So are we addicted to screen? We are on the screen for more than an hour, attached to the screen and not doing anything else. Are we addicted? So that is the quantity, right? The quality is what are we using the screen for, right? That the psychiatrist think is more important. The child may be on the screen for hours, but if they are on the screen doing homework, discussing projects with their friends in school, then we are not worried about that, right? But if they are on the screen playing games and going into sites that are not so healthy, then we are worried. Right? So you can have 1 hour on unhealthy sites and 3 hours doing some projects, which is more worrying. So we need to rethink how we perceive, how we assess, use of screen time.
Recommendations by American Academy of Pediatrics: no screen exposure before 18 months, no more than 1 hour of high quality program a day for children aged 2 to 5 years, above 6 years, consistent limit and monitoring of quality and what else?
Okay, so it's interesting that we are having this talk today. Yesterday in the Star, actually a news came out from Singapore, where the Minister of Health and the Minister of Social and Family Affairs in Singapore actually talks about the worrying trend of social media use in Singapore. And they came out to almost the same recommendation as that given by the American Pediatric Association, partly because their concern was sparked off by what the Dr. Murphy, the current Surgeon General General of America, said that social media is increasing mental health problems among teenagers. So what are the recommendations from the American Pediatric Association? Below 18 months, no screen. Below 18 months, no screen. Which means if your child is 1 year old, don't give her your handphone to hold. Even if it's a cartoon, even if it's a baby's game, don't let him or her hold the phone or device. Below 18 months, no screen. A lot of parents nowadays, we tend to take the easy way out, right? When we want to eat and the baby is making noise, I give you my phone lah. And I just downloaded a nice cartoon lah, you watch lah, then you keep quiet. That is the easy way out. But easy ways often lead to a lot of difficulties later on. So people always, the wise people will say, don't choose the easy way, choose the right way, even if the right way is a bit more difficult. So instead of handing your phone to your little toddler baby, bring along a toy car, bring along some toys in your handbag or in your he or she makes noise, pass him the toy car. Don't pass him your phone. Okay, below 18, no phone, no devices. Above 18, until 5 years old, maximum of 1 hour screen time. And this 1 hour have to be high quality screen time. So you can show them things like...
share with you because I've gone through that, I've seen through.
So whatever is currently helpful, right? My time, when our children were young, we show them bunny, what else? I can't remember already. Reader Rabbit and so on, but nowadays it's different. So choose things that are helpful for their learning. And when you let them play, you be there to talk to them about it. Don't just let them watch and then you say nothing, okay? And then above 5, 6 and above, there is actually no strict guidelines. But the ongoing advice is always worry about what they watch, okay? Be very concerned, be very conscious about the quality of what they are watching. Don't just give them a phone and to make them quiet. Very dangerous. Okay, next.
Screen use associated with mental health problems, anxiety disorders, traumatic stress disorders, depressive disorders, school phobia, and ADHD.
Okay. All over the world, there is data have shown that increased screen use actually is associated with increased mental health problems. But this association is not causative all the time. What I mean is, using screen more doesn't make you depressed, or using screen more doesn't make you have ADHD. It can be a two-way thing. Children who have ADHD, who cannot focus, right? When they play computer game, they can focus. Why? Because the computer game, every half a minute, they will encourage them by giving them increased points. Right? They give them rewards every other few seconds. So the child gets rewarded every half a minute. What kind of activity will reward a child every half a minute? Hardly, and you can't find any outside the screen, right? But the gamers are very good. They program it such a way, every 10 seconds or every 20 seconds, they get rewarded with some virtual reward, some presents, some new firearms or whatever. So the children who have ADHD will like to play computer games, right? So having said there's no real causative connection, but what is true is people who has children and teenagers who have mental health problems, they tend to spend more time with their screens on their phones and tablets. So which makes it a good thing for parents to watch out. If your children start to spend more and more time on the tablet, it could mean that they may be going through some mental health difficulties. They may be depressed, they may be anxious about something, and they're using this as a way to escape. So use that as a way to offer them help, bring them to see someone, talk to them, and so on. Having said that, Dr. Murphy from America, the Surgeon General, actually found some direct link between the social media use and illnesses like eating disorder. Okay, teenagers who spend a lot of time on social media actually has increased risk of anorexia nervosa and other eating disorders, which is understandable because teenagers who watch social media, they look at Instagram, they look at girls whose figures are super thin and super, like those supermodel kind of figure. They will feel that they are overweight, and they'll start to eat less and less, and then they develop eating disorder. The other dangerous thing is in social media, there are some very irresponsible sites where they encourage girls to lose weight, to vomit, to not eat, to hide food from parents. So those are dangerous sites. And we parents, we do not know. But you go and type things like pro Anna and pro Mia, you'll be shocked by what is online. Okay. Okay.
A teenage boy who threw tantrums when parents.
So this is actually a client I have some recently. Mom came to see me about this boy. spending more and more time in his room on his device, and when they off the Wi-Fi at night, midnight, after midnight, he will scream and shout at the parents and become even physical. So they were very worried. But the only plus point is then after he went to school, they went to check his phone because children not allowed to bring phones to school. So they check his phone and see where did he go. He was actually watching documentary, animal documentaries, like what National Geographics and harmless cartoons that are quite harmless, no violence. And what this case showed taught me was it doesn't mean that because a child spends a lot of time on the device means something bad is happening. Like this boy, he actually watches some very good stuff, animal things and cartoons, which are not dangerous. But because of the way he reacted to parents shutting off the Wi-Fi, the parents got worried. So sometimes we need to stand back and think and see how serious is this situation. It may not be as serious as we think. On the other hand, certain situations may be more serious than we think. So we have to be parents who are thinking, who puts on our thinking cap and keep on asking ourselves what is happening.
Q9, Christ 8. Useful screening tools for depression and traumatic memories.
Okay, children who have depression will tend to spend more time on devices. Why? Because they don't feel like talking to people. They feel they are bad. They feel that nobody loves them. So they take refuge in their devices. Children who are also has been traumatized, like been bullied or been treated unfairly, who has been exposed to like parental divorce and quarrels, they also would use devices as a way to hide, as the way to find refuge. So if you suspect your child has depression or has some history of trauma, let them do these two questionnaire. I've asked Dr. Kong to put a copy of this questionnaire in the chat room where you can download if you like. So it's called PHQ9 for patient health questionnaire, only 9 statements. And then CRISE 8, which is a children's version of the impact and scale. This one is to check for trauma, okay, effects of trauma.
Adapted, it's for
Okay.
social media
Right.
use.
There is a screening tool for social media use called the HATES4. It's actually a questionnaire where teachers and counselors can use to start off a conversation with young people, like teenagers. They ask questions like what you read out for them.
Do you have your own cell phone? Tell me about the social media sites you use. How much time do you spend on social media each day? Greater than 120 minutes a day? It's concerning. How do you feel about the amount of time you are spending on social media? Do your parents think you use social media too much? How does social media affect your mood? How have you experienced cyberbullying or sexting and
Okay.
people asking to have sexual
All right.
relationships with you?
Okay. So this is a good questionnaire that school counselors or even like auntie, uncles, sometimes parents, if you use this, your children will shut up and don't talk to you. But if people who are a bit further away, teachers or aunties can talk to them and ask them, and they can be more open about telling you these things.
Risk factors for unhealthy screen use: family dynamics, school problems, and social stresses.
Right. Social media use and mental health problems is not a direct correlation. It doesn't mean that if we use our devices more, we fall sick. It's not like that. It's more complicated than that. Okay, so things like family dynamics, what happens in a family can cause a child want to use the retreat into their room and use their devices more. After this, I'll show you a short video of a family whose mother is concerned about her 15-year-old boy who locked himself in a room and keep using his tablet. And this mother brought her family to see a family therapist, a therapist who works with families. So I'll let you have a look. This is a real family, and let you have a look at a real situation where a boy is thought to have social addiction, but actually is not. What are the other risks?
School problems.
Okay, school problems can also be another reason why children escape into devices. I've come across many children who has dyslexia, learning difficulties. They cannot catch up with school, and parents do not understand, teachers don't understand, and they don't know where to find help. So they just hide in their room and play their devices, which is something that they feel safe about, because outside in the world, parents will scold them for getting poor marks, go to school, the friends will laugh at them because they don't know how to read simple sentences. So they use devices as a escape. And then social stresses, like a lot of children who uses devices a lot also tend to have poorer social skills. So they're not so good in making friends. So when they have no friends, what do? They use their devices, they start to make friends online, which is not a very good thing to do, because there are a lot of dangerous people around, right, in the internet. So we need to help such children. Next.
To take away the screen or not? Lessons from harm reduction principles.
Okay, some parents get so worried and desperate. Just take away the screen, shut down the Wi-Fi. When the children are very young, 18 months and below, yes, you can take away the screen. You should take away the screen, because 18 months and below is a time when you need to be really active in deciding what is good for them. But when they reach the age of teenager, doing this will spark off other problems. They will fight with you. They can be even physical. So take a different approach when it comes to teenagers. Next.
Recommendations. A tactful approach when engaging the children and adolescents in conversation on screen. A healthy coexistence with screens rather than rigid adherence to guidelines. Be practical is better than safer screen use. What does
Okay.
two arrows mean?
Never mind.
Okay.
In between.
Recognize that everyone is different. Yep. Continuum of screen use. Complete abstinence. Things.
Okay.
Severe use.
So when it comes to teenagers, it's better not to take the tough approach. Take the soft approach. Be tactful. Sit down and talk to them, right? Talk to them. Talk about, what are the good things about screen? What do you like on the screen? You spend quite a lot of times on computer games. Can you tell me some of the games that you're playing? Parents can start getting to know what games your children play. You can even play with them, okay? To start engaging with them, to start making friends with them, right? And so once you're on talking terms with them, then only you start bargaining and talking to them, your worries. Use the I statement, like, Daddy and Mommy are worried that you're spending too much time on the screen. What do you think? Are you worried about that? sometimes they may tell you, oh, I'm also worried, but I don't know how to get out of this. So if they say that, then you have an opportunity to say, oh, maybe we can get some professionals to help you, or what about that? So do take the talking path. Don't insist and command. That is those are to be used when they are younger, but when they are teenagers, you can't do that, right? What else is there?
People are responsible for their screen use help to consider benefits versus risks. Helpful for parents to be curious about what their children are attracted to. Begin with non-judging attitude.
Okay, begin with non-judging attitude. A lot of parents, we start off by judging the child, right? Even before they say anything, we already say, we will say, oh, you are addicted to your screen now, next time you go to jail, next time you take drugs. So you start off like that, the child will not talk to you. Right? Even though you are very anxious, you don't start off like that. You start off however anxious you feel. You go and make tea and ask your child to come and drink Milo with you, and then let's talk about computer games. What games do you like to play? So you start building the way to talk, and then you start slowly get them to reason with you, right?
Need for collaborative, multidisciplinary approach to help child, parent, sibling, teachers, counselors, psychologists, psychiatrists, and others.
Okay. So screen unhealthy screen use, it can be mild, then you can do a lot of things. But if it becomes serious, you actually need a lot of people to help, right? You need to work with teachers, school counselors, maybe psychologists. If your child is depressed, you need to work with psychiatrists. Work with people, ask for help. No shame, it's something so common. Everybody knows about it.
Remember, the improvement will not happen overnight.
Yeah. So don't expect miracles. Don't expect, go and see one doctor. Oh, tomorrow my child will be okay. No such thing. It's a journey. You need to learn how to work with your child. Okay.
Overall well-being and functional status are more worthwhile goal than cessation of screen use.
Okay. Don't aim for stopping device use. Aim for overall better functioning. That means if your child still uses device, but if his results in school is improving, he is coming out to eat dinner with you all, if he is getting more friends, then you are happy. Then you don't have to worry so much, right? So aim for better functioning, better overall functioning, okay, personal and social functioning.
Model appropriate screen interaction. Parents model screen-free quality time.
Right. If you want your child to not use so much screen, parents need to stop using screen ourselves. Sometimes we tell our children, I'm going to do homework. And then father and mother are both on their own handphone and doing their own things on the handphone. Then you are actually setting an example where you're telling the child, you should be doing what daddy, mommy is doing, using more handphone. So parents probably need to also start figuring out what non-device activities can we do with our children, so we can go back to playing Monopoly or go back to doing things that we used to do before the handphone come into being. I'm not saying totally throw away your phone, reduce some time, replace 1 hour with doing something else rather than a phone.
Other suggestions for parents: activities to increase engagement with children. Leave phones at home by entire family when going out for a job. Create a charging station for everyone's phone and co-viewing TV or video content together. Screen-free discussion.
So these are just some ideas for parents to help their children, right? We need to start thinking what are certain ways that we can help our children. Device is something quite fun. So if you take something fun away from your children, you need to replace it with some other fun things. You cannot say, oh, don't use device, go and do homework. It's like, take something fun away and then ask them to do something not fun. You also won't like it, right? So think of a non-device replacement which is equally fun, right?
Not helpful to shame child, teen, or their families.
Yeah, no, don't use shame, no point. Okay.
A metaphor: handle screen as you would handle fire with care.
I heard this from somewhere. Would you let a 2-year-old boy or girl play with a match box? No, what you won't. And device is a bit like fire, You give them and they let them do whatever they want to do with it. It's like giving a matchbox to a 2-year-old and let them do whatever they want with the matchbox. 2 to 5 years old, same thing, you'll be very careful if they want to handle a matchbox. So treat it with respect. Device is actually neither good or bad. There are a lot of good things there. There are also a lot of dangerous things inside. But with children, we need to be careful. Okay, I want to show you about mother was worried about her 15-year-old teenage boy who is spending a lot of time on tablet. So she brought the teenager, and she also asked her 2 parents to come and support her to see this family therapist. This family therapist is Professor Andolfi. He's an Italian man, so his English is not so good. So I'm showing you in the middle of the session, so I cut off the front part. So he is actually talking to the teenager, the teenage boy, and then sitting next to him is the mother, and then next to the mother are her parents. Okay, we'll show you the video. This mother and her father, actually, the boy's mother and father have separated. Okay, but the past 4 years, father has been away, and then the boy only stays with the mother.
Time for you and for loyalty.
Can you all hear the video? Hear and see.
No video, no sound now.
Yeah, at the beginning, yes. Now everything is blank. Yeah.
Blank.
Mm.
Share screen and share sound.
So to feel that you have a grown-up man that can have time for you.
Now can?
No video.
So
No
that's
video.
tough.
No
So he
video.
has to
Yeah,
cut.
there's sound but no video. Yeah.
How about now?
Can see the video. I mean, can see the picture, but no sound.
Yeah, I'll play.
Okay.
A man that can have time for you and you
Now
feel
can?
this
Yes.
get me.
Okay.
So that's tough. So he has to cut that connection for loyalty toward your mother.
Yeah.
So you love mommy immensely. Sometimes love is very tricky. You know that? Huh? Sometimes it's better not to love completely and to have some space for be loved too by others. Huh?
Yeah.
Do you think daddy miss you?
Yeah, I do. I think they have.
Yeah.
He miss me.
So who knows if this meeting can help mommy to feel that you can open the door? Huh?
Yeah.
We'll explore that. But still don't understand. You look such a nice kid. What's the worry of your mother about you?
Yeah.
She's worried because you're too isolated.
I think.
Do you go to school? Do you go to school?
Yes.
Do you have good grades? Huh?
Yeah.
So you are a good student.
Yeah. Yeah. Not every time, but
Not exceptional, but good.
yeah, fine.
Fine. So what she wants you to do in the house if you're not locked in your room?
I don't know. Think, help her with a lot of things. Yeah.
Like with the cooking,
Yeah.
dishwash, doing the thing for the house, huh?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Then what else?
I don't know. I think like playing with my friends, to see a movie with my mother or something.
Like 15 years old,
Yeah.
he's feeling a little embarrassed to go to see the movie with mommy. No? I don't know if Holland is different. My country, they feel a little, they would rather go with girlfriend or with boy, with the kids, than mothers. So mother, after the separation, thought that you are a new partner, in a sense.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
Not really.
A new partner means the second man. Before there was the first man, now there is the second man. No, it's the child, but still you are a man, you are a young man. So she would like to have the company of a second man. That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to go to the movie with her, huh?
No.
No.
Not really.
Are you angry with mommy?
No.
A little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. Sure, yeah.
How do you show your anger with her?
Yeah, we don't talk a lot. I think
maybe that's your way, huh?
Yeah.
By closing connection, huh? No talk, no open door. So your anger go through that, huh?
Yeah.
You are angry to her because of her or because of the way in which you think daddy is out of your life?
I think both.
Both.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
So you have a lot of stuff with her, huh?
Yeah.
Mommy, you have a fantastic kid.
Yes.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know
I
that?
have.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
He said things very openly.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's good, huh?
It's a nice kid.
It's a nice kid. So what make you to believe that for his growth, it's better to forget that he has a father?
I don't know. I cannot live with his father.
Huh?
I cannot live with his father.
Sorry?
I cannot live with his father.
You cannot live with his father.
No.
Now, who asked you that you had to live with the father if you just fire him as a husband? So I think there is another point. He can grow with his father, not.
No.
It's different that you has to be with his father.
Mm-hmm.
What is the danger that you feel that he will be more connected with his father? What's the danger for him or for you?
I think that he puts me on the second place.
I have one problem. I'm half deaf.
Okay, sorry.
Can you scream? Can you speak?
I think he puts me on the second place. There.
So are you afraid that if you meet daddy, you will prefer daddy than you?
Yes.
Oh my God, stop.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to be on that chair.
Yeah.
It's hot, huh?
It is.
So either with me or with the other one against me, huh? Oh my God. And as a child,
Yes.
you have brothers and sisters?
I have.
Yeah?
One brother and one sister.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And when you were kids, there was someone that was closing doors in the family?
Well, sometimes.
Who?
My mother.
Your mother.
Mhm.
She would close the door.
Uh-huh.
To you or to everybody?
Well, there was some difference. Yes, I think mostly to my brother.
To your brother?
Yes.
And you resented that? You didn't like that?
No, I don't like it.
Okay.
No, I didn't like that.
So you
No.
don't like people that close doors?
No, no.
In effect, you are the one that closed the biggest door. Do you know that? You don't like people
Explain
that...
it to me, please.
Explain to you. Did you understand?
Mhm.
Can you explain to me?
Because I can go to my father, and that's the door to close.
Yes.
So you
Yeah.
don't like people that close doors and you close the...
It's 9 o'clock.
No. Unmute. Okay. I'll stop here. So this is just an example of how family dynamics can cause a child to want to lock himself in a room and use computers. So actually the device is nothing to do, it's not the problem, right? That the device, using the device is not the problem. The problem is actually in the family relationship. So when we talk about unhealthy use of screen, too much use of screen, there may be so many factors, you know. The screen itself may not be the problem. It may just be the symptom of something underneath. Yeah. Okay, so now it's 9 o'clock. I'll pass the time back to Dr. Kong.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Dr. Lai. So now we have maybe 15 minutes. Depends how many questions there are for everybody to ask some questions. There are already two that is in the chat group. One of the question is, can the PHQ, the questionnaire that we posted up on the chat group, be used by non-professionals?
Yes, PHQ-9 is actually a screening tool for anyone to use. If you go to Google on your phone, you just type PHQ-9, you can get a whole list. So it's actually meant for ordinary people to use. And the scoring is actually quite simple. You add up the numbers that is circled. Okay. Below 10 is normal. And then 11 to 15 is moderate depression. And then 15 to 20 is moderately severe depression, and above 20 is severe. So if your child or teenager score is 15 and above, it's good to get him to see somebody, a clinical psychologist or a psychiatrist. Yep.
Okay. All right. So Eugene, I hope that answers your question. There's a request for you to recap a little bit of video because the conversation was not very clear. So if you can just run through the scenario and then raise your point from the video.
So this family, the father and mother actually has separated. So for the past 4 or 5 years, this teenage boy, 15-year-old, has been staying with the mother, only two of them at home. And then recently, he has been spending more time in his room with closed doors, and mother want to see him, has to knock the door and can't really communicate with him. So what the professor sort of highlighted was, there are so many people in the family that are closing doors and not communicating with each other. So your son is just one of them. And then he pointed out that one reason why the son was upset is because the mother refused to allow him to go and see the father. Because the mother has her own fear. Her mother is fearful that the only son, if he likes the father, go off and stay with the father, then she will lose her son. So, but by helping the mother be more relaxed, not so worried, and allowing the son to go out to see the father, the son become happier with the mother. He doesn't close doors. He comes out more to talk to the mother. He spends less time on his device. So in the end, it solves the problem of too much time on the device, but actually the bigger problem was it improves the relationship between the mother and the son.
Okay, there's a question from Constance. How did they figure out that 18 months is a cut-off point for babies not to watch the screen, while Bill Gates only allow his own children to use it when they reach 16 or 18 years old?
Yeah, Bill Gates may be smarter than us. The 18 cutoff is from America. I think they did a lot of research. Singapore, in the news yesterday, they actually said that they quoted another research where they looked at baby's brain at 12 months old. That means at 1 year old, right? Those using device and those not using device. After that, they I think in the other brains that don't use device. So when we give children devices to use without limit, we actually decreasing their capability next time. We actually making them less smart next time.
Yeah, I just want to chip in a little bit, just maybe for discussion purpose. First of all, maybe you can validate this statement, and then to see how it links to the use of screen from very young and the impact it has later on. I remember having a conversation with Professor Chiam. Those of you who know Professor Chiam, I think she's a prominent child psychologist in KL, right? And she told me that something like 80% of the neurons, that means the cells in the brain, is connected by the time they are 5 or 6 years old. That means that the most critical time of a person's development is actually from 0 to 5 or 6 years old. So all the habits, all the fears, all the phobias, all the likes, the interests, a lot is kind of like hardwired in. And then something like once it's hardwired, it takes a lot of doing to unwire it. So I'm just trying to kind of relate that to what we talk about screen. So if they grow up very young with the screen, so their neurons are kind of like, wired to be attached to the screen. Whereas I think during that time, the most important thing, the hardwiring that needs to happen is to do with relationships, especially with the parents. So if it's not wired right, then you have problems later on in life. I don't know what they are exactly, the problems. But it's like instead of having a relationship with your parents, real people, the relationship is developed with screens. Okay. So I don't know, do you have a comment on that, Dr. Lai?
Yeah, true. There's this thing called serve and return. What it means is a two-way communication. So when a baby interacts with a mother or a father, baby smile, the father smiles back, and the baby smiles again. The father tickles the baby, and the baby laughs. These are called serve and return. It's like playing tennis, you hit and then they hit back, hit and hit back. Each time something like this happens, a new synapse is formed in the brain of the baby. So when there is relationship, synapses are formed. But when you use devices, there's no relationship. It's a one-way traffic.
Mm.
No neurons get formed. There's nothing gets formed.
Yeah.
That's why your child who is on device will become more stupid compared to another child who doesn't use device but plays with the family members and interacts with the family members. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just to expand the discussion a little bit. I remember when I was younger, we don't hear this term anymore, but those of us older probably familiar with the term. We call the television the idiot box, right? And when I was younger, I was saying, why you call it idiot box? So people say, yeah, if you read, your mind gets into work, right? You have to interpret the text, you have to connect things together. But if you're watching TV, you don't, right? It's visual, it's given to you as it is, it's attractive. So now fast forward maybe 30 years later, 40 years later, the TV now is kind of like superseded by the screen where you have contents on demand. You choose what you want to see, how you want to see it, right? Just like TV in the days also, you have no choice. The program is there, you watch it. So your mind is not really uh, uh, as active, and the imagination part is not coming into play. So do you think that if we use a screen a lot, like last time you watched TV a lot, they tell us that, you become stupid now. If you use a screen a lot, would the equivalent be true as well? That our imagination, our creativity, our ability to interact socially will be impacted?
So from the paper that I shared with you just now, a better way to use screen is not to throw them away, is to use it, but use it and to talk to your children. So let them watch something interesting on the screen, and then after that, talk to them.
Right.
Like last time we have what Barney and things like that. Then we can talk to them. What did Barney do? Why did Barney give the blanket to the yellow dinosaur? So talk to them. Use it as a talking point.
Yeah.
And if they watch an animal documentary, wow, tell me about which one you like. The birds or the giraffe, or which thing is fascinating for you. Make it a talking point, and then the synapses will start forming.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, there's another question from Chris Chin. Please advise a mother who was approached by a teenage son's exposure to pornography, presumably on the screen.
Mother may not be the best person to deal with him. Get someone outside, maybe school counselors if possible, or a relative who is more able to talk to the child. Usually children who are into this, one is they are exploring. Second is they tend to have poorer social skills. Teenager, normal teenage boys, they are interested in girls. So they like to know more about girls. So, but if their social skill is poor, they don't know how to talk to them, they don't know how to make friends with them, then they will be driven into this less healthy way of seeking to know. So partly things like letting them join some clubs, interact clubs, teaching them how to talk to friends of the opposite sex, getting them to know each other in a healthy way, that will be more helpful. So there are two things that we can do when a bad behavior comes up, right? We can either punish the bad behavior and make it disappear, or we can build on the good behavior and increase the amount of good behavior until the bad behavior disappears by itself. So with teenagers, the second way may be more productive.
Okay. I'm just curious, why did you say the mother is not the best person to approach this?
Because I haven't come across many mothers who can handle such cases. Maybe
Okay.
there are. I don't know.
All right. Okay. Okay, another question from Chris Lim. The high usage of social media makes the user be less empathetic. Is this true?
Again,
The high usage of social media makes someone less empathetic. Is this true?
depends on what they watch.
Hmm.
My theory or my belief why there are so many shootings in America is the children are all playing shooting games, virtual shooting games. They play shooting games day and night. You give them a gun, what do you expect them to do? You prime them into this kind of behavior. So it depends on the social media that they are exposed to. If they are doing this kind of shooting game, there's no empathy, see only shoot, see only shoot. You don't go and ask people, is it painful if I shoot you? Or, do you, if you lose, if your child dies, what does that mean to you? They don't do such things.
Right.
So I actually I prefer those old movies like Sound of Music. Those I think much more educational value than what is on screen nowadays.
Yeah. Now that you raise computer games, shooting games, so do you think that these excessive use of excessive playing of games on a computer would modify a person's behavior?
Definitely.
Okay.
There's this thing called mirror neurons in the brain.
Yeah.
So mirror neurons are neurons that grows that mirrors the real neurons. So someone discovered it this way lah. There were some monkeys in this lab, and then someone their brains were all connected to some computers, and then it so happened that someone gave one monkey a banana, and while he's eating, his computer actually shows the brain part that lights up, right? That is normal. And then the surprising thing is they look over the other side. Another monkey was watching this monkey eat the banana, but he didn't have the banana. But his brain, that part also lights up. So when he watched other people eating, his own brain lights up. That is the mirror neuron. So when we play imaginary games, our brain actually builds synapses as if the real thing happens. So when you like play too much shooting game, it's like that road has already been traveled, So it's no new thing for me to shoot another person because I have been shooting thousands of people in my game.
Okay. There's a question here, but I just follow on. Then I go to the next question. How serious do you think that computer games are, where people play it so much that they cannot separate reality from their gaming environment, from their virtual world? I remember there's one game, I forgot what it's called already. Dungeons, that was some years ago, lah. Dungeons and Dragons.
Right.
And people who play this game, I read research into it, where the fantasy world spill into the real world, and that creates problem for them. Do you think there's something that is happening or can happen?
I came across, I read something like that also.
Yeah.
But don't have enough to say very much on it lah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Because right now, I talk to every youth, every teenager. I think almost exclusively lah. Not all, but I would say practically all lah. They are playing some games or another to various extent lah. So I mean, how serious is this problem of gaming and all that? And also, I know that the gaming industry, computer gaming industry, is bigger than the music industry and the movie industry combined.
Wow.
Yeah, like the box office, You hit 100 million US, wow, that's a big deal. But when they launched that what I call a really stupid game, the Grand Theft Auto 4, when people drive around the city and commit carnage and killing and all that. One
and
weekend,
they reward you with prostitutes.
Yeah.
So
okay.
what kind of
Yeah.
morality are we teaching children?
Correct. But the point is this, on the weekend it was released, they netted 4 billion one weekend, US dollars, versus a box office release is 100 million, everybody jumping up, but this is like in billions, So
to take the hard stand of like totally don't allow teenagers to touch. Tell them not to do something teenagers will love to do what we tell them not to do. It's better to sit down and talk to them about it. What if we play this game, what good will come out of it? What will we learn? What bad will come out of it? What do you think this game will how do you think this game will affect the society? So make it a discussion point and
Okay. All right, move on to the next question. Maybe we just spend another 5 minutes. Now it's 9:20. Okay, so if my child likes to watch villain type movies and always likes the ending to be villain winning in relation to what you shared, he will tend not to have empathy. To clarify, he doesn't has empathy currently.
So maybe find some other movie that teaches through failures. Example like the old Disneys are very nice, Mulan and things like that. When you are a loser, does that mean you lose forever? When you are not on top, does that mean you are useless? So use movies like that to teach them other values.
There's a following statement from the question is that he's not interested in other movies. I suppose he only likes to watch the movies with the villain, the violent movies with villain winning in the end. Yeah.
Villain winning in the end.
Yeah.
Okay, look for movies that have villains winning in the end. Sometimes with children we have to be like a bit like the Chinese Tai Chi Chuan. How to use their 100 kgs of 100 kilograms of strength. Use our 10 grams of strength to move the 100 kilograms of strength. So we start off with what they like, right? So they like villains. So our part is we need to go around and looking for stories of villains. But villains that end up at the end as good, as something good. I think there are. We just have to go search and see. Right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this is just a comment. The government is also quite supporting on the gaming industry, which is rebranded as e-sport. Yeah. Okay.
It's not all bad or it's not all, but we need to learn how to maximize the good and how to minimize the bad.
Okay. Okay, this one from Chris Lim. What about induced autism because of high usage of devices? That's a new to me. Induced autism. What is that?
If you start giving devices to children at 1 year old,
okay,
and you don't talk to them, usually this is what happens when children are left with the maid and both parents go to work. So the maid to work, the easiest way is to put the child in front of the TV. When he cries, give him a device. And if this happened for first year, second year, third year, there is no interaction. So autism is actually a one-way. Autistic children, they interact one way. They talk to you, but they don't listen to you. You know, it is a one-way traffic. So you set them up in this situation, then you are creating the. But if such children are not really autistic, later on when you change the environment, they will change lah. But true like, you know, the environment itself can cause the child to look like autistic.
Yeah. Okay. I think we'll take the last question now. So not to worry. I'm sure you're okay, right, Dr. Lai? If people have more questions, they can put the question in Facebook, or also maybe PM you.
You can send to Indrani.
Answer to Indrani. Okay. All right. Okay. The last question is from Jerry. My son is 16, has anxiety issues and issues making friends, etc. He was bullied in primary school by teachers, not other kids. He escapes and hides now. As a single parent without much resources, what kind of budget-friendly help can I get?
I run a charity session at Good Shepherd. You can get the contact from Indrani. You can ask Dr. Kong for it. You make appointment, I can see your son and then have a chat with him and see. He probably needs some help with PTSD, and maybe have to refer him to someone who can help him with social skills and make friends and things like that.
Okay, thank you very much for everybody's contribution and participation tonight. This is a much wider topic, so maybe in the future we can have part 2 or 3 addressing things like today we talk about screens, that maybe later on we can talk about social media and other things related to the current technologies that are out there. Dr. Lai, is it okay I put your clinic session contacts in the Facebook group so that people can contact you if they need to? Are you okay with that?
Do you have it, or I can send you the?
I think I still have it. Yes.